sum up for our for the season. Final thoughts on the season. Jeff, do you want to go first?
Sure. Uh, I really enjoyed it. I missed the series when it came out in the 90s. I was busy being a 21-year-old, living in Vegas, man. Going out every night, into the casinos. So I kind of missed the whole thing that some people even caught hit and miss episodes. It's good. My biggest complaint, I think the show could be easily redone if they reskinned a lot of the graphics. It would and used some technology to improve it. I think they could almost, with little recutting, redo a lot of it, a lot of the show. That's been something I think I've said early on, and I think that's still, there's some episodes, like I said, that were not that great and could easily be replaced. But overall, that I the show has gotten consistently better. It's kind of had a few starts and stops or sputters along the way, but it's definitely climbing that hill. So I do look forward to next season. The next 22 episodes. I think there's 20.
Yep.
Jason, do you want to?
Well, I think overall, first seasons are always rough, especially with science fiction because of the world building factor. But I think now that we've gotten through that, it's almost like you have to tell the origin story in order to tell the story that you really want to tell, and maybe we're going to be experiencing some of that in season 2, where we've had all this setup. We talked about the stuff that's in the background over the last over the first season. At some point, some of that's going to come to a head, either all of it together at once or little by little. And we've now had the setup for all of it. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, especially with the dynamic changing with the new station commander, because Sinclair's Michael O'Hare's departure from the show kind of threw a spanner into the works, and so now everybody's got to adjust. So and hopefully Dr. Franklin gets some more meat on his bones and he can actually do something as a character.
Please, because he's very.
Yeah. Cam?
Yes, as I've expressed many times, I had a lot of frustration with this first season.
No.
Yeah, it's the fact is, at the end, I'm watching the last episode of the season, and I'm like, awesome, let's go. So I can't say that it didn't end well, and it didn't get me where I needed to be, but
it was slow. Getting there.
It was slow. There was so much time wasted. I mean, I could easily say 6 episodes didn't need to exist in this, and it baffles me to this day that someone that supposedly has this big plan, and he did these kinds of things. I just can't get over it. Every time I watch it, I'm like, why are they doing this? So, I'm not going to give this season a great grade. We usually give grades. I'm going to say, for the season, it's a 7. It's good. It's got a lot there. It does build things effectively and leaves me wanting more. So that's very important. But in terms of execution, it's got a lot of problems.
I think you're right. I'd say a 7. I forgot. Every episode I do give it a grade. I think overall this season, I would give it a 7 as well. So yeah, I think we're right on target. I think, there's been some really great episodes, but.
Well, and I think part of it too, you look at the production design of it, and it's the cheap poster board sets from Doctor Who level rather than what you'd get over at Star Trek. And I know we're beating a dead horse comparing it to Deep Space Nine, but Deep Space Nine has a lot more production value. Just in the sets, the costumes. I think the new costumes are an improvement over the pilot. But from a production design standpoint, just the space station itself, the interiors look like they've been cobbled together for the high school play. and I don't know that there's anything that they can do about that because the sets are built. I mean, they might be able to upgrade it, but camera work is fine. The performances are okay. Music's okay. I don't. There wasn't anything about the music that stands out to me. And of course, you've got the groundbreaking video toaster CG effects. So we'll see what happens in season two. Yeah. Well,
Well, they were, I guess, at
they
the
were.
time.
They were at the time.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
You got to
Um,
start somewhere.
Yeah.
My,
This is the start.
So I'm gonna kind of agree with Cam. I thought the beginning was a little weak. By the end of the season, I'm really invested, and I want to see more. But the problem is that I might not have got through the first couple of, not gotten to the end of the season because the first couple episodes, some of them are a little bit weak, and they might have lost me. And I think there was a bit of looking back at the episode list and looking at the episodes. It's kind of risky. So I mean, if you are making a show, normally you're probably your best episodes are near the end, but you have some strong first episodes because you got to hook people in, and if you've got weaker episodes, you kind of put them in the middle. And I think they seem to get better as they go along, but they might have lost people like me at the beginning with sort of the weaker episodes. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that.